Hi everyone, Miss Sinclair. Nice job on the homework last night. What I want you to do is right now turn in your notes to lesson 9-3. And the first question is this: identify the intervals where each of the following functions are increasing and decreasing. So take a second to get yourself there and then come back when you're ready. Okay, so here we are. We're going to talk about another property of parabolas, of graphs in general, when they are increasing and when they are decreasing. So if you have highlighters or colored pencils, that would actually be great. I'm going to do yellow and blue. I'm going to do yellow for increasing and blue for decreasing. Okay, so what I want you to do is picture a parabola, kind of like a roller coaster. So let's say, and this is not in your notes, I'm just going to give you a little explanation first. Let's say we have a parabola, and it's like this, okay? So what I want you to do is try to imagine that this parabola is a roller coaster ride. So maybe we'll make ourselves a little car, and here we are on the roller coaster. So in this section, am I going down or am I going up? I'm going down. So in this section of the parabola, we say that it is decreasing this entire time. Okay, so that is decreasing. Okay. And then I get to the vertex, that is right here. And then if you think about being on a roller coaster for like a split second at the bottom of a hill or the top of a hill, you kind of stop. And then right after the vertex is where we are going to be then increasing. So this whole section, we are increasing. Going back up. Okay. So if we go to the first question, it says identify the intervals where each of the following functions are increasing and decreasing. Take a second. I want you to highlight on number 1A where you think it's increasing and where you think it's decreasing. Okay. So it's increasing in this section. It's going up. If I was on a roller coaster, I'd be traveling up here. Even draw a little car in for you to kind of imagine it. We're going up. And we are decreasing in this section. We'd be going down in this section. So now writing it can be a little tricky. So we'll work on it together. Okay, so we are increasing in the yellow. Okay. So when we're talking about increasing and decreasing, we give the x values. At what x values am I increasing? Well, if you look, I'm increasing from when x is -1, when x is 0, when x is 1, when x is 2, all the way, and there's an arrow. So that really means I'm going to be increasing from when x is -1 all the way to infinity. So the way we can write that is x is greater than -1. I'm going to be increasing that entire time. We know that that's called an inequality. Just to kind of refresh your memory. And then let's talk about where we are decreasing. Okay, we are decreasing in the blue. So we are decreasing from when x is -1 and then all the way to the left, all the way when it's less than that. So we say we are decreasing when x is less than -1. Okay, let's take a look at the second one. We have our parabola. Why don't you do that again? Why don't you highlight in blue where you're decreasing, highlight in yellow where you're increasing. Pause a second if you need to, and then come back when you're ready. Okay, so we are decreasing in blue, so that is here, and we are increasing in yellow. That is here. Again, imagine yourself in a car, in a roller coaster car, on this parabola. I am going up to here. I get to the top of that hill. Think about if you're on a roller coaster. You're at the top of the hill. You see the whole theme park. and then I come back down. So I'm increasing in the yellow section and decreasing in the blue. So I am increasing, let's look, right, at -5 when x is less than -5. I know writing it is the trickiest part. We just take a little bit of practice. And then I am decreasing. Again, I want to give my x values. So I am decreasing the entire blue section, this whole part, right? So if we give our x values, it's when x is -5, -4, -3, and it keeps going. So when x is greater than -5. Okay. Let's take a look at the next question in our notes. It says a ball is thrown into the air from the edge of a 48-foot high cliff so that it eventually lands on the ground. The graph below shows the height, y, of the ball from the ground after x seconds. All right, so maybe we should kind of think about it for a second. We have a ball. It's starting at the edge of a cliff. So I'm just kind of do that circle. That's my ball. And it's thrown into the air. So the ball gets thrown up. So you throw it up. This is the highest the ball ever gets. And then it comes shooting back down to the ground. And it eventually hits the ground right here. Okay. It's asking me for which interval is the ball's height always increasing. So we did increasing in yellow. So let's keep that consistent. So it looks like it's increasing from when it was kicked from the cliff all the way until it reaches the highest point. So it's increasing this whole time. We have to give our x values. I know that takes a little getting used to, but luckily they give us choices all with x values. So it's increasing when x is 0, it's increasing when x is 1, it's increasing when x is 2, and right when x is 2.5 is when it hits the very highest, and then after that, it starts to go down, it starts to decrease. So it is increasing from 0 to 2.5, choice 1. Okay, one more question I want to do with you. Okay. The graph below represents the parabolic. We've seen that word before. It's got the word parabola in it. It looks like a parabola. Parabolic path of a ball kicked by a young child. Okay, so here we go. So let's just think about it again. Here's the ball. Starts at the ground, the child kicks it, it soars up, 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 up into the air until it reaches the highest point, and then it comes back down and hits the ground. So this is the ground. So without even looking at the question, let's just see. 1, 2, 3. So this is 3,8. So that means at 3 seconds, the ball is at its highest point, which is 8 feet. Okay, but that's not even what they're asking. That was just so we can kind of imagine what's happening. It says, for which interval is the ball's height always decreasing? Well, it is decreasing. Why don't I give you a second, pause the video if you need to, highlight where you think it's decreasing. Okay, so it is decreasing in this section. Right here. Okay. We want to give the x values. So it's decreasing when x is 3 and all the way to the right. It's a little tricky because where does it hit the ground? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It hits the ground at 6 seconds. So it's only decreasing from 3 to 6. There's no arrows because it's a ball. It will eventually hit the ground. It hits the ground at 6 seconds. So where is it decreasing? It's decreasing, let me maybe do this for you. It's decreasing this whole time. So it's decreasing from 3 to 6. Okay, that's all I'd like to do today. What I would like you to do as your assignment, I will mark this on, I will put it on Canvas, is there's an activity that we're skipping, and then there is an exit card that looks like this. Okay, I would like you to do those two questions, exit card 9-3. I would like you to do those questions as your submission. So do these two and submit them. That's your submission for the day. Okay, hope you're all doing well. Bye.